What is up? Welcome back to the channel. It's our trip next week, y'all. So exciting. I'm gonna be starting a little mini series in regards to an up and coming trip that I have next week, and I want to bring you along with me. Now, this is going to be my first solo trip. And believe me, y'all, I am nervous. Now, in the past, I have done like solo tours by myself, which is more along the lines of, meeting up with a group of people from all around the country. There's a company that I've used for quite some time. It's called Kentucky. And in that particular case, it was really cool because I got to meet a whole bunch of people from all over the country. And I got to hang out with them for 1 or 2 or 3 weeks or whatever the case may be. But this time it's a little bit different because I am going to be completely by myself. So I am going to have to learn how to navigate. I'm going to have to learn how to use the bus system. I mean, I'm a city girl, so obviously it's not going to be rocket science, but it's just, different. So I am really excited. We are going to be traveling to quite a few places. And so some of the places I've never gone to, some of the places I've gone to a few years ago. So now one of the things that's making me a little nervous, and I'm gonna be honest, is what's going on with these planes? Because if you're watching this today, it's Friday, March 14th. And so one of the American airline planes, like the engine or something, caught fire today. And I'm like, and check this out, on the same week that I purchased the ticket, of course, we had the DC plane crash. And then, of course, on the very same day that I purchased the ticket, we actually had a plane crash here in Philadelphia. So, y'all, I'm not feeling too good about this. But at the same time, I know, if you believe in the higher power, I know I'm going to be protected. But it was just a lot of stuff going on. The crazy thing is, a few days later, my mom happened to take a Uber, and she actually met one of the guys in the Uber who's, I guess his nephew was the one who actually got injured in the plane crash here. My mom is sitting in this Uber and this guy is telling her about the story. So it was a typical normal day. They're out and about going to Dunkin' Donuts, sitting in line, trying to get their croissants, their coffee, their donuts. And in this situation, the child in the car was actually, he actually got hit by one of the plane parts, and they rushed him to the hospital. And through the grace of God, he actually lived. It was one of those types of situations where it was just like, they didn't think that he was actually going to live. It was so amazing how, everything ended up working out. So, sometimes you just got to have a little faith. But yeah, so in between the all of these plane issues that we keep having, y'all, let's just say my anxiety has been at an all-time high. And at one point I was like, should I just hold off on taking this trip in general? Because there's a lot of stuff going on. The world is, there's people getting fired and laid off left and right. And so there's so much uncertainty with the way things are. And of course, we have the FAA that is basically, getting demolished at this point. So it's a lot of stuff going on. But yes, I decided, after weeks of praying and getting my head together and getting my thoughts together, I was like, you know what? Now that I'm laid off and I actually have the time to do this, I want to take advantage of this. So yeah, so with me getting laid off, there was, I saw the opportunity. I was like, oh, I can travel full time. I could travel long term. And I was just seeing all of these green lights. But then I thought to myself, but wait. I know I said that I wasn't going to go back to work for someone, but as much as I wanted to make this more of a longer trip, I decided, just go back to work, save some money. This way I can save. This way I have like a plan of action so I can take it. I want to make sure that I save a year or two for the future trip, whenever it may be. so that I am okay and well equipped. There's so much uncertainty, and so I just want to make sure that I am prepared for the future. We also have changes in jobs. I mean, a lot of these jobs are going to be gone in the next decade or two. So I want to make as much money as I possibly can. So if I need to go back to work, you got to do what you got to do. I don't know if you guys are into stock and investment trading, but let's just say this is going to be a very interesting year. This is the perfect time to make money. I mean, we literally have the stock market that looks like it's getting ready to crash, which means I want to have some money on the sideline so that when it does happen, at some point it's going to happen, I want to be able to throw some money at it, if you know what I mean. If you're not aware, I have been on my FIRE journey now for the last 6 or 7 years. And so I want to continue to keep pumping money into those investments so that when the time does come, I can just sail off into the sunset, y'all. If you don't know what FIRE is, basically it is financial independence, retire early. It's basically the amount of money that you need in order to fully retire. Now, when it comes to FIRE, there is no one size fits all. It's basically all going to depend on your spending habits. And no, you don't need $1 million in order to retire, especially if you don't plan on living in the US. For me, living in the US in terms of me retiring is it's too expensive. You have to have a car here. You have to, the rent and mortgage, everything is so expensive here. I would rather be able to live overseas where I can actually live my life and live it affordably. Your situation may be different. You may want to end up staying here and retiring here long term. Maybe you have family or friends here, and that's okay. And in that case, your FIRE number may just need to be bumped up a little bit more. And that's okay. After this trip, I'm going into hustle mode. So it's going to be work. Like Rihanna says, work. That's going to be me. Work. Yeah. I got to go back into my hustle mode so that the money is just flowing and I'm able to, do everything I need to do. This is more of a test trip to see how I would do long term. And depending on how everything goes, it's time to hit the road and do more of a longer trip. And obviously I couldn't take, a couple weeks off if I were to go back to work anyway. So that's why I said, this is the perfect storm to do this now. And then when I come back, it's all about hustle mode and trying to, really focus on investing as much as money as I possibly can. And saving, so that's gonna be my game plan. At the end of the day, I don't even want to say a year or two. It's gonna happen when it's gonna happen, and that's what it boils down to. So either way, I'm so excited to be sharing this new journey with you. I cannot wait. I'm so excited because prior to me taking this trip, I remember when I was working at my job, although I was able to travel within the US, I wasn't able to actually travel outside of the US. So now that I'm laid off, I want to take advantage of it. At the end of the day, tomorrow is not guaranteed. So if you have the opportunity to do something, you got to take these opportunities with a grain of salt and just, take advantage of these moments. And that's what it boiled down to. And with me having faith, because, I was like a little worried to announce it to you because I was just like, I was having all of this doubt. And like I said, now I'm seeing all of these plane issues and it was just like, oh my goodness, should I just cancel this trip altogether? And the same goes to you. If there's something that you really want to do or are pursuing, I always say, or my mom always says, write it down on a piece of paper, the pros and the cons, to see if it's something that you can achieve right away or something you need to hold off. And sometimes holding off is okay too. So my overall goal is to continue on this journey of FIRE and to keep investing and saving money so that when the time does come, I am well equipped and I don't have to worry about running out of retirement money. And so my overall goal is to focus on that. And by me going back to work, this is basically going to help me to continue on my FIRE journey overall. But anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment down below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel as we drift into freedom together. See you soon.